please like and subscribe.
All right. So, Bryan, if you would, the floor is yours. If you would introduce yourself to everybody, I think a lot of people know who you are, but maybe just a little bit about yourself and what you do, and then we got some questions for you.
Hey, that sounds good to me. Well, hey, I'm Bryan Lawrence. I am the CEO and founder of Glow. Um, and it goes back to kind of what y'all are talking about. The crypto play or space can be pretty scary. There's been a lot of bad actors out there, a lot of people that do bad things. So the whole reason behind creating Glow is to bring light to the darkness of DeFi. It is to actually, give people a safe place to feel comfortable putting their money into. It's kind of been our goal, our backing, everything that we've done is try to create something for the holders to, make them have that special feeling, know when they wake up every morning that their money is going to be sitting there, that their investment is safe. So that's definitely been one of my favorite things that I've done as far as with Glow, and then being able to give back. So now we're offering three passive rewards, so that's going to be pretty cool. I just got a message that it's going live right now.
Oh,
So
sweet.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
As we speak, it just came in.
Yeah.
So we're now rewarding in three different tokens, which I guess in total rewards almost 9 tokens at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So, why don't you tell us what those
my,
tokens are, Bryan?
I'm like, are you gonna tell us what you're
no, never. No. So we kind of stuck to our roots for the first token, which is BUSD. That is by far my favorite token. It's the only stable, or what I think is the only like true stable coin out there. Um, so, that the thing about the stable coin is it's never going to change. The value is going to constantly go up as you're being rewarded. So you don't have to worry about, your rewards, shrinking in value. So definitely one of my favorite tokens. We are going to reward an XRP because I think that they got this case. I think that they are going to rock it. So I can't wait to see what the end results are going to be there. And that was actually one of the tokens that the community chose. So
I voted for
we
it.
did a vote.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Not gonna lie, I voted for it.
Yeah.
And then the last one is BBTF. And as y'all talked about earlier, Don Bailey, their team, they're putting something together that's going to be pretty incredible. And, they're rewarding, I believe, what is it, 7 different tokens?
Yeah.
So including us, so it'll be an additional 6 different tokens that get rewarded back to the holders. And it creates that endless loop.
Yeah.
So them rewarding in us and then us rewarding in them brings in a constant volume, which is going to end up equaling more rewards, more payouts, and just makes the community that much more happy once it's all fully functional.
Yeah.
We still are doing the lottery. Actually, I'm going to do a drawing today, but we changed it up. Instead of doing a daily lottery, we're going to do a weekly lottery. So anybody holding $20 worth of Glow, they qualify for it. I'll do a drawing this afternoon. And whatever amount is in the lottery wallet gets sent to that wallet.
Wow.
So I have no idea who's going to win. Never do. I do the drawing on Discord. It's a bot that picks somebody.
Yeah.
And I never know how much the amount's going to be, but whatever it is, it goes to them. And it's pretty cool seeing some of the reactions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard people
I've
talk
yet to
about
win.
that. Holly, you win everything.
I do. I haven't won this. I never win anything. Well,
No, but I'm telling you, I have heard people say they looked at their wallet one morning and they had $100 of USD and they're like, where did this come from? And then they tracked it back and it's like, oh, I won the Glow lottery. That's really cool, because who doesn't want to wake up with 100 extra bucks, Are you guys still doing the big, I think it was $10,000 lottery? Like, I forget what I said, a certain threshold. Are you still doing that?
We decided to go away from it because, when we launched, we actually had 6 of them within the first 2 months.
Oh wow.
So that was $60,000 given out. And then the bear market hit, and it hit hard. And now it's just taking way too long to build up the lottery wallet. So
Gotcha.
instead of doing, the $10,000 giveaway, we're just gonna make it to where, it could be $10,000 in the
In the
lottery
weekly?
wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the weekly, or it could be, a couple $100.
Yeah.
But
Either
they're
way,
still
I'll
gonna
be happy to
win.
win it.
Yeah.
For
Mhm.
sure. So, Brian, part of what you said was the founder of Glow. Okay, can you kind of explain to us how that idea turns into the actual project? Like how you started that, how you got that out of your mind and actually into a smart contract. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, definitely. So, I've been in crypto for a long time. I had Bitcoin when it first came out. Well, I can't say first came out. I had it at $13 a Bitcoin.
Mm.
That's awesome.
That's close enough, man. That's close
pretty
enough.
close.
I know.
Nobody likes a bragger, Brian. Gee.
Yeah,
Wow.
we've learned that
I
over
just
the
wish I
last few
would've-
weeks.
I had 30 of them, and I just wish I would have held them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Can we ask you what you sold them at, or is that too
Um,
personal? Does that hurt?
Wow, Josh just
It
went
does.
there.
Wow.
Yeah, you
that,
did.
that was the thing, is I had 30 of them, and I used it to buy hunting stuff
Oh,
yeah.
well,
at a discount.
yeah. There you go.
That was a waste. Worse
If
than
I
the
would have
pizza.
known, I mean, who knew that it would be where it went? All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear those stories all the time, man.
I have
It's
a similar
crazy.
Story.
I opened my Coinbase wallet like a year ago, or a year and a half, somewhere around. No, it's been longer than that. Probably close to 2 years ago. And I looked, and what was just pennies was like $6,000. So yeah, I was really kicking myself.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over
But,
hunting.
I
Right.
mean,
Oh, you're not a hunter? I would have never guessed.
I could see that.
You would hide well.
She would hide well.
Yeah, it's hiding. Get
Oh, I
hide
know.
from
I
whatever
would fit
you're
almost
hunting.
anywhere.
So,
Not
Brian,
actually
back
got to go
to
hunting in a long time.
Yeah, sorry.
back
You
to getting your idea into a contract. So, how did that work out?
So, then I got into the Dogecoin stuff, which, I bought Doge when it was next to nothing. I mean, I think it was 3 or 4 zeros and a 2 when I purchased in.
Wow.
Mhm.
So I sold it at a half a penny. I could have cried.
Oh. Yeah.
Still,
I didn't
after,
know it was going to keep on going. Who would
yeah,
have guessed? I mean, I held it for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you.
a lot of people hate you right now, Brian. Just so you know that you even bought it at like 3 zeros.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
And then you sold it at half of a penny. Oh my gosh.
Mm.
It's just
That's
Part
but
of
you
it.
learned, right? I mean, that's how you learn.
Holder check. We got that.
hold it forever.
Not forever. You have to sell at some point.
I am like a strong holder.
So after Doge, that's when I started looking into the DeFi stuff. I made a couple investments. I bought into SafeMoon, bought into a couple other projects. Then I started getting rug pulled, and
Yeah.
Yep.
that was frustrating.
Yeah, we've been there.
We've been there a few
Yeah.
times.
After I got honeypotted and rug pulled for like the 10th time, I was like, you know what? I know coding. I know PLC controls. It's virtually the same kind of code process. I said, I'm going to create my own contract.
There you go.
So I got the some of the communities and the projects that I was invested in, and brought the concept to them, and they were like, "Yeah, you should do it. Let's go for it." And that was actually November 7th last year is whenever I first said,
Wow.
"Okay, I'm gonna do this."
Wow.
Nice.
So I spent about 3 or 4 weeks coding the contract, and I launched it on December 2nd, which is going to be let's see, is that today?
That's
Today.
Yeah.
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 One
Happy
year.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
1 year
What are
today.
the odds of
We
that?
didn't even plan that, but we're not smart enough to plan stuff like that, Brian. If it happens, it's by accident.
And the thing is our pre-sale sold out so quick. So I was like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and launch it. So I launched it at like 11:30 at night.
Really?
Wow.
So technically we celebrated on the 3rd because of how late it was.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
That's awesome.
That is good.
You guys have accomplished a lot in just a year. Then that's a cool story. I did not realize that. Well, I don't think any of us realized that it was exactly a year. So once again, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about the charity part of the token, because I know it has a lot of good use cases, but a lot of people look at it as like a charity, like that's the main part of it. And I think it was just yesterday that a charity was picked to give for in December or November, and people, and I've seen other people receive money from that. So how did that all come about, and how does that work, Brian?
So the charity aspect of it is actually my favorite part by far. And we're actually looking on growing that, as y'all probably heard, through the 501c3 nonprofit that we are establishing. But, you know, we actually got to give out a check yesterday to a lady named Amy. She has thyroid cancer, and she needed to have surgery. So, you know, the community raised funds for her. 1% of every transaction goes to, well, every buy or sell, because we do not have transfer tax. That's one thing I cannot stand. Never been a fan of it, but that's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were able to raise $1,477 for her so she could, you know, get her surgery. And it's right before Christmas. You know, times are tough. Funds can be tight. So she was truly grateful. I mean, she was in tears whenever I talked to her. It was absolutely incredible feeling being able to give that to her. So definitely made my day. But you know, we've always been huge into the charity part. We've actually got to give to quite a few our children's cancer organizations, Prevent Child Abuse America. We've actually got to help out quite a few people on a personal level, like our first recipient, Keith. He has stage 4 cancer. So we ended up raising $6,800 for him, and then I contributed an additional $500 just out of my pocket, just because I know he's going through a lot. He has a couple kids, so the last thing I want is, you know, anything to happen to him. It's been a journey. You know, we've actually had part of the team go to the Netherlands and donate to Kiko, which is Children's Cancer-Free Organization. While we were there, we had them donate a bunch of toys and goods to an orphanage that was there. That was pretty fun, pretty awesome. I personally got to go hand the check to Prevent Child Abuse America, brought my daughters, my mom. It was pretty interesting. It was a great experience. So
that is awesome.
Definitely my favorite part.
Yeah,
like, by far, no doubt, is being able to, you know, get these experiences, to be able to hand out these checks, to, you know that it's making, you know, life-changing help for different people. You know, that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, that is cool, man.
Is a good feeling.
And I've seen the community get behind that too, when they're rallying for votes of, hey, you know, vote for this person or whatever. And, you know, regardless of who wins, somebody is being helped. And I think that's pretty awesome. So definitely you have our respect when it comes to that. People talk about helping a lot, and whether or not they actually follow through with it, we don't always know. But with your token, it's out there on the forefront, and people see it, and they know that there'll be somebody next month too, and that's really, really cool. So Kudos on that, man. We really do think that of the world of you guys for including that in what you're doing. So, with the transition to V3, does any of that change, or is the charity still going to be a big part of the forefront of what you guys do?
Oh, charity's always going to be the big forefront. One of the biggest things for going to this contract is the fact that it's going to be a proxy contract. That means, once we get the foundation fully functional, up and running, get the final IRS approval, we have this kind of like a dashboard that we're building that's going to allow people to utilize Glow into being able to donate via crypto directly and get that U.S. tax write-off or U.S. tax return benefit. So, this is going to be something that's going to allow like the U.S. investors, U.S. businesses to be able to help give back on a global scale. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And it's going to allow us to, be able to support, some of the organizations that we've already been able to fund, because it's going to bring in a lot more revenue. So we'll actually be able to keep contributing to the ones that we've helped in the past. And that's kind of one of the things I'm most excited about. Instead of just being able to help one person, we're going to be able to help on a large scale.
Yeah, and you brought it up when it comes to the IRS and stuff. Maybe it would be worth reminding people that you are not in control on how long that takes, right? So all that paperwork has already been submitted, correct? Like you guys are just waiting for them to go, hey, yep, you're good to go. But you have no idea how long that's going to take, correct?
Last we checked, they were, I think, starting on the March forms, like from when people submitted in March, and we submitted in May. So we got a little bit of time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, in this space, everybody wants things right now, like let's go. But sometimes we forget that we have to wait on, third parties to do that. And anytime that's the government, if you've ever been to the DMV, you know that things don't run smooth. So, and this is like DMV times 10,000 or whatever, So I just wanted to throw that out there. I think most people understand, but in case somebody's hearing about your project for the first time and it's like, hey, why aren't you moving forward with these things, that they understand that you're waiting on other people, and in this instance the government, to do their job before you can move forward. So good luck with that, man, because I own a small business that has nothing to do with charities, and the paperwork on it is a nightmare. And every once in a while you get to talk to somebody good and they can help, but not very often. So but speaking of your project and where it's at now, as the CEO and the founder, what are you the most excited about moving forward when it comes to Glow? Because you got the new contract out, obviously you got the charities going, but what excites you the most about your project?
The thing that I'm most excited about is going to be the foundation, to be able to help, on a large scale. That's going to be, one of my favorite parts of the project. It always has been and always will be. The whole SafeMoon, bringing in the global tokenomics, that's going to be game changing too. And I cannot wait to see how that comes out. Yeah. Being a Moon partner with them, I think we weren't the first Moon partner. I think we were the second.
I think that's correct.
That's going to allow us to be listed on the exchange as soon as it's launched, which,
what's that, Brian?
Being on that. I wish I forgot.
I'm just kidding.
They don't like me that much.
We are never the guys that ever ask when, but I thought if I was going to throw that little joke out there, you might be the right guy to throw it at. So, but go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But, they're innovating the space when it comes to Glow Talks. That's going to be a game changer for all the exchanges. So that's definitely going to be interesting, and I can't wait for that. That's probably going to be the soonest thing to come out. again, I'm not safe mode. I don't know when it's coming out, but I have a feeling it's not going to be much longer. But
You have a safe
yeah,
mode hat on though.
I do.
No, I think what you're saying is what a lot of people believe too. So I don't. If anybody tries to read into that or said, "Well, Brian said," then that's not fair, you know. But let me ask you this too: growing your token in this bear market, is it a good thing? Has it been a challenge? Has it allowed you to do things behind the scenes? What's that look like for you guys in this market?
So, the bear market has kind of been a blessing in a way, because it allows us to start building and developing on the background stuff without having the pressure of pushing out, what's next, what's next, what's next. So we're able to actually build it on I guess, do it the right way. Would be the best way to put it. There's a lot of steps. There's a lot of things that take time to be able to do it the right way. Of course, we could push something out and it, be done. Just I don't want to say say a bad word, but
Yeah.
halfway.
Yeah, there you go. Isn't it weird how the other way is what you want to say first, and you can't think of the word halfway, like that, or is that just me? Like I always want to say it the other way. Like, wait, what's the correct way? Anyways, go ahead, Brian.
It's just you.
It's just me.
Yeah.
I'm just the jerk. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
No, Holly
I'll
agrees.
live with it. Thanks, Holly. Thanks for having my
So the
back,
bear
Holly.
market is
Family.
Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
Oh, that's good. The bear market is the time to build. So if you're not building right now, you're wasting the perfect opportunity. That's about the best way to put it. You can actually get whatever you want to accomplish done, and not have the stress of trying to beat somebody else to the punch, because a lot of people right now, pretty much everybody's dealing with it. Honestly, if you look at the charts, there's very, very few projects that are even pushing a green candle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
scary,
so,
but yeah, true.
Yeah. That's part of the process, though.
Well, you're right, Brian, because I think if these tokens aren't building now, they're not going to survive. Even when the bull run comes, they're going to be left in the dust because their utilities and what they're doing is not going to matter, because it's going to be old tech. It's going to be not in the forefront. It's not going to be innovating because they're going to be playing catch up, and they'll just, in my opinion, they're just going to get left behind if they're not building.
Well, yeah, and this process weeds the things that need to be weeded out.
Yeah,
it's true.
So the
Yeah, I think that people that are, or projects that are writing like solely on their names and don't have any utility, anything, are out of there. They're not going to survive, because why are people going to invest in those anymore if you have nothing to provide me?
Yeah, and hype is only going to take you so far. I think
Yeah,
hype was a good train to. Yeah, hype was a good train to ride 2 years ago. Hype ain't getting you anywhere anymore.
No.
You're going to have to start proving to people that their money is worth putting into your project. And if you're not building now, it's going to be too late. So, we talk about what you just said all the time.
Process.
Yeah, weeding out some of the smaller players, weaker players, unethical players, whatever you want to say it, is not necessarily a bad thing. And I believe whenever we do get out of this, there'll be less guys standing, but they will be quality guys. And I say that meaning projects. And it may actually make the market easier to invest in. Like you said, you got tired of getting rug pulled. So did we. And if there's less and less of those possibilities out there, the trust will get built into the crypto market again. So it definitely could be for the better in the long run, even though it's hard to see right now.
Right.
I mean, I completely agree. Like, I think the bear market is what was needed to weed out some of these copycat contracts that, people just, honestly, they didn't even know what they were doing. They just went into BSC scan, copied some contract, posted it out there, threw a couple logos out and said, hey, this is what we're doing. And then they realize that they don't even know how to operate the contract and end up trapping everybody's money, or, doing something that is, I guess, I don't even know how to say it without saying the, yeah. There you go.
I'm with you. I'm following you. I'm tracking it, man. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, if you see a Caleb Inu out there, beware.
Yeah, we've already said if you see a Caleb Inu coin pop up, we're rug pulling that thing. So if you invest in it, you already know ahead of time we're rug pulling it. But no, and I think some of those tokens that failed, like you said, they may have had the best intentions, but then they didn't even know how to operate it. But a lot of them go in, copycat, build hype. It's the bull market. Everyone has extra cash. Sure, I'll throw $100 in that. Maybe it'll be the next Doge, or whatever. And then it's gone. Oh, well, that didn't hurt so bad. But by the 10th or 12th time, even if you were just spending $1, you get tired of it real fast, So the cleansing of the bad players is going to be a good thing. It's just going to hurt some people as it happens because people are still going to have money invested in it, and that part kind of sucks. But eventually, I think will make the market easier to invest in and easier to trust. So,
no, I agree with you. And there's really two types of tokens out there. You got the ones like mine, which is a passive token, which is the perfect kind of token for a bear market, because it's going to pay you whether the price goes up or down.
Yeah.
You're going to get that passive rewards coming in, or you can have the low tax trader token, which is good, awesome for a bull market because you can day trade it. You can trade it 1,000 times and do whatever you want with it. But right now people talk about the tax tokens, the different reasonings behind it. A lot of people don't realize, there's a higher tax, but it benefits you. Like it actually helps you earn that additional income because it's constantly going to pay you. I mean, no matter what, it's going to keep on paying you. Whether the price goes up, goes down, goes sideways, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be paying you additional income.
And that's why the BUSD is so important, I think. Like you had said earlier, that's one of the things I like in reflective tokens is the fact that if it pays me in BUSD, then if I just let it keep building, I can use that money to buy more of that token, invest in something else, cash it out, send it back to fiat, whatever it may be. But I don't have to worry about it jumping up and down. Not that I'm against tokens that like reflect in themselves. I'm okay with that too, especially if I'm trying to build my bag. But I think you guys have a nice round model on the reflections of BUSD and then a couple other projects that people can get excited about. And it seems like you guys are doing things the right way. So we thank you for that because as you are tired of the bad players, we are tired of the bad players. The community is tired of the bad players. And it's nice to see less and less of that out there. So thank you for doing what you're doing. But before we move on, Bryan, I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk about anything in your project that you want to talk about that we haven't touched on before we start torturing you a little bit. Is there anything you want to get out there that we haven't talked about?
Oh yeah, I guess fun fact, I think we are the highest passive token or passive rewards token on the SafeMoon swap. Awesome. Not many people know that.
Yeah, nice. You know what?
I'm pretty sure nobody knows that.
I think you said that somewhere that I heard and I forgot to write that down, but I think you are right. I think you are correct on that. Congratulations.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah.
Yo, with confetti, you threw some confetti.
I threw some confetti.
See, that's usually just reserved for Holly, so that was big time there, Bryan. Oh man, Tequila Holly showing up.
She's not sharing.
She's not sharing her confetti, Bryan. I'm sorry.
Tequila.
Is there anything else, Bryan, before we start asking you some more questions? Oh, Holly's got something.
No,
she's you guys are fighting.
Yeah.
Bryan and I are having a conversation over here. You guys are fighting.
Usually it's me and Caleb. This time it was me and Holly. Yeah.
It gets
so
heated.
There is something else that not many people know. Holly's actually going to be a part of the foundation.
Oh.
Yeah, congratulations.
I don't think anybody actually knows that.
We
haven't
now.
A lot of secrets being revealed.
I'm super excited about it. When I actually met Bryan, it was in July in LA. I fun story about Bryan and I. So we were at an expo, and I was with Morgan from BBTF. And Bryan had walked up, and she was like, "Oh, do you know Bryan?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "He works for Glow." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So then we started talking, and then it got kind of weird, not gonna lie. Like, we all just were kind of standing there saying nothing. And so I was like, "So what do you do for Glow?" And he was like, "I'm the CEO." And I was like, "Oh, shoot." Like, I had no idea. And I, like, on Twitter, I followed all of his team, but not him. Yeah.
Well,
So that was pretty funny.
honestly, if that's how they explained it to you, that he works for Glow, I would have made the same mistake. I would have done the same thing. I'd been like, "Bryan, so what do you do for Glow, man?"
Yeah, especially because I didn't know him. And, like, to be honest, I do not really remember when Glow launched or when they came, like, we're on Safe Moon Swap. I don't remember any of that, which is crazy because I follow everything Safe Moon, but I didn't know.
A year ago today.
We got our hype knocked down a little bit because Evergrow launched at the same time we did on Safe Moon, so they kind of stole the show from us. Which, you know, it happens.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. But yeah, so, like, when we met, he kind of told me about the foundation and stuff and what they were working on, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing." So amazing. And I mean, I knew from when he was talking about it that I would love to be part of it. I just didn't want to be like, "Hey, how do I sign up?" You know? So I didn't say
Pick me.
yeah, right. And then not too long ago, they actually voted. I got voted in to be on the foundation.
Awesome.
So.
They should have called me and talked to me before they made that vote. That's all I got to say.
Hey!
Was it a close call?
No, I'm kidding. I mean, I think it's an obvious connection. Anybody that truly knows Holly, and I don't mean just through Twitter or whatever, but truly knows Holly, that is the perfect fit. It honestly is. We like to give each other a hard time and stuff like that, but what Holly is all about for real, and not what fudders talk about or things like that. Charitable stuff is right up her alley. So I think it's a perfect fit, man.
That is my jam.
Yeah.
I mean, and I told Bryan, can I be the one that goes and gives the charities their money? Because that would be my favorite part of the whole thing. Just being able to see their faces and give them hugs. And I don't know. To me, it's so amazing. So I'm super excited about it. Now, if we can get the government to pick up the pace.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Right?
It is hilarious how Holly just completely got into her happy place.
Yeah.
Like, just
I did.
boom.
It was
She's just
beautiful.
right there.
It was
She was
beautiful.
kind of on the fringe there for a little bit during the podcast, and then it just bang right there, got to it. So
She was just
no,
picturing
that's
it.
awesome for sure. But
I know we're definitely happy to have her on. I mean, she is one of the most positive people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. And for those that don't know, she's incredibly smart. If y'all haven't seen the
If you guys don't know.
I mean,
people
Bryan.
don't give her enough respect for that. You're right, Bryan. They don't understand.
they don't. The people think that she's an influencer. No, she's actually extremely smart. She knows how to put bots together. I guess conversation design bots.
Yeah.
But I mean, her bots are incredible. I mean, they capture like 90-something% of everything that comes in. So,
Yep.
you know, the help that she can bring to any business out there is phenomenal. And plus, she's so nice and bubbly and happy. Like, she is the perfect fit for the foundation.
Awesome.
Yeah, that pairing is perfect. For sure. No doubt about that whatsoever.
I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.